Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, welcome to Main Event Insider, your #1 WWE hub. Don't forget to subscribe and let's dive in. Professional wrestling has always thrived on conflict, drama, and larger-than-life personalities, but rarely has the industry seen a scenario as charged and electrifying as the one unfolding between Cody Rhodes and Jon Moxley. In recent weeks, fans have been captivated by a tension that feels both deeply personal and narratively groundbreaking. At the heart of this buzz is a chilling warning allegedly issued by Moxley, a figure whose reputation for unpredictability and intensity has long kept audiences on edge. Simultaneously, Cody Rhodes has fired back with a fiercely passionate promo that not only defends his actions, but also signals a transformative shift in his character. This situation is drawing attention not just for the personalities involved, but for its broader implications across the wrestling industry, creating a storyline where narrative, psychology, and real-world perception intersect in unprecedented ways. Cody Rhodes, from champion to rebel, Cody Rhodes' recent behavior shows a dramatic departure from the polished, corporate-friendly persona that fans had grown accustomed to. Following a heated confrontation with Drew McIntyre that drew disciplinary action from his promotion, Cody now finds himself restricted from physical retaliation against rivals. Rather than tempering his intensity, he has channeled his frustration into words, taking the microphone as his weapon of choice. In his promos, Cody positions himself as a law unto himself, asserting that his allegiance lies solely with the fans, rather than with authority figures or management. This defiance not only blurs the classic lines between hero and villain, but also allows his character to operate in a more unpredictable, emotionally raw space. Fans are responding to this authenticity, finding his vulnerability and aggressive verbal style relatable and compelling. Jon Moxley, the embodiment of chaos. Jon Moxley continues to operate as one of the most volatile and dangerous figures in professional wrestling. Known for leading a faction defined by its intensity and complete disregard for conventional rules, Moxley has built a reputation as a psychological and physical threat. His promos are often aggressive and confrontational, designed to unsettle opponents and captivate audiences. Even without direct confirmation, speculation that Moxley has issued a warning to Cody Rhodes has spread across social media, showing his unique ability to influence the wrestling world from outside another promotion. This aura of unpredictability adds a layer of tension to the current storyline, making fans question where the narrative ends and real-life influence begins, further enhancing the drama. Social media as a narrative amplifier. The rise of digital platforms has allowed storylines to evolve beyond televised broadcasts, turning social media into a powerful tool for fan engagement. Clips of Moxley's promos have gone viral, sparking heated debates and speculation among fans about potential interpromotional conflicts. Even the suggestion that Moxley may have targeted Cody Rhodes is enough to ignite discussion, highlighting the blurred lines between narrative fiction and perceived reality. This digital momentum feeds the storyline, showing that fan interpretation and participation can influence narrative development as much as writers and promoters. Social media has become a pressure cooker where each comment, post, or remix can shape audience perception and contribute to the evolving drama between these two high-profile stars. Shared history and narrative weight. Cody Rhodes and Jon Moxley share a deep, intertwined history that predates their current prominence. Both cut their teeth in independent wrestling and developed personas rooted in grit, rebellion, and authenticity. This shared past makes any exchange between them carry enormous narrative weight, because fans are not just witnessing a new conflict. They are seeing the continuation of a story that spans years. Mutual respect, competitive rivalry, and the evolution of their characters all feed into the intensity of this current storyline. The audience feels the weight of their shared history, which makes the suggested warnings, confrontations, and promos more impactful and emotionally resonant, enriching the ongoing narrative with layers of context and legacy. Cody's philosophical defiance. In his recent promos, Cody Rhodes emphasizes that his journey as a champion is about personal sacrifice and the emotional investment he has made in wrestling, rather than obeying arbitrary rules from management. This philosophy resonates with fans because it taps into universal human experiences. Standing by one's beliefs, asserting identity under pressure, and fighting for recognition on one's own terms. Cody's refusal to submit to authority while passionately articulating his worldview transforms him into a near anti-hero figure. His words are not just a defense, they are a declaration of autonomy and self-worth, giving his audience a character that embodies resilience, integrity, and the raw emotional struggle of standing against a system that seeks to control him. Unpredictability, blurring hero and villain. Cody's current arc challenges traditional wrestling archetypes by creating a character that is both relatable and dangerous. His actions and words defy easy categorization, making him unpredictable in the ring and on the microphone. Fans are drawn to this complexity because it mirrors real-life emotional and ethical ambiguity. Rather than presenting a black-and-white hero vs. villain scenario, the narrative explores survival, identity, and self-expression under duress. This nuanced storytelling elevates Cody's role and sets the stage for high-stakes conflict, where audiences are unsure what to expect, creating a sense of tension that is both thrilling and psychologically engaging. Psychological warfare across promotions. Even without direct contact, the mere idea that Jon Moxley is influencing Cody Rhodes creates a form of psychological warfare that transcends company boundaries. Moxley's reputation and the implied warnings act as a mental challenge, forcing Cody to confront threats that exist both in the narrative and in the collective imagination of fans. This interpromotional heat introduces a new dimension to storytelling in professional wrestling, where perception, reputation, and fan discourse can exert pressure equivalent to physical competition. The tension generated by this dynamic enhances the stakes, giving audiences a sense that every promo, look, and interaction carries weight beyond the confines of a single promotion. Fan influence and narrative evolution. Modern wrestling storytelling increasingly relies on audience participation to shape narrative direction. In this case, fans are actively remixing clips, debating character motivations, and theorizing about future confrontations. Their engagement creates a feedback loop where perception drives the story just as much as scripted content. Cody's defiance, Moxley's unpredictable presence, and the suggestion of interpromotional conflict all benefit from fan discourse. This evolving landscape shows that wrestling is no longer just about what happens on television. It is a participatory experience where viewers influence the emotional and narrative impact of every moment, heightening anticipation for future developments. Legacy, identity, and championship stakes. At the core of this storyline is the struggle to define personal identity against external pressure. Cody Rhodes' championship reign is threatened not only by management restrictions, but by the looming influence of Moxley's intimidating presence. The stakes extend beyond titles and victories. They involve preserving legacy, asserting philosophy, and maintaining authenticity in a world governed by external rules. Cody's response to these pressures highlights the psychological depth that makes wrestling storytelling resonate. A champion is not just measured by wins, but by character, resilience, and the courage to assert one's beliefs in the face of overwhelming challenge. The transformative potential of the angle. This unfolding saga holds the potential to redefine narrative conventions in professional wrestling. Cody's evolution into a raw, defiant figure, combined with Moxley's cross-promotional influence, creates a scenario rich with dramatic possibilities. Writers and creatives have the opportunity to harness fan momentum and interpromotional tension to craft matches, promos, and story arcs that feel both authentic and high stakes. The narrative could build to landmark events where external pressures converge with championship challenges, creating moments that are memorable not only for the action in the ring, but for the emotional and psychological depth driving every move. Conclusion: wrestling at its most complex. The storyline between Cody Rhodes and Jon Moxley demonstrates professional wrestling at its most sophisticated. It combines character evolution, psychological intensity, historical context, fan interaction, and cross-promotional tension to deliver a narrative that is rich, unpredictable, and emotionally engaging. Cody's journey as a defiant champion, Moxley's aura of chaos, and the active participation of fans collectively elevate the stakes of every promo and encounter. As this saga continues, audiences can anticipate a period of storytelling that challenges traditional archetypes, blurs lines between reality and fiction, and redefines the narrative potential of modern wrestling, creating a captivating experience that is as thought-provoking as it is thrilling.